Work's been pretty wild. I haven't had a lot of time to spend in my garden, but don't you worry because we're about to dive in and I'm about to update you on everything that's happened since we've seen each other last. But my garden seriously needs an update for you guys. So taking a look here, I'm going to show you my cucumbers. Check it out. My cucumbers are getting giant and look, they're flowering. So I've got flowers here and flowers here. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the flowers that make the cucumbers, right? So we're gonna have some cucumbers here pretty soon. So I have another plant in here hidden with my cucumbers. My friend Melissa had given me some cantaloupe and I kind of just plopped them down in my garden wherever. I didn't label them like I labeled everything else, and now I can't tell what's cucumbers, or I'm sorry, what's cantaloupe and what's weeds. So I could really use some help. So I'm going to show you guys what I think might be a cantaloupe or a weed, and hopefully you can help me. So right here, this one, I'm not sure if it's cantaloupe or weed. It's similar to my cucumbers because it's like scratchy here, so I don't know, but it could totally just be a weed. So if someone could help me out, I have 2 of them here, so if it is cantaloupe, I would like to transplant them somewhere so that I can actually get some yield, because this is just way too tight otherwise. There's no way I can have 2 cucumber plants and 2 cantaloupe plants that close. It's going to be a wild mess. So also over here are my peppers, and I'm so excited about these. My peppers, remember I got that little twofer where I bought the snackable red and I bought the one that had 2 in 1 pot. Yeah, I'm smart like that. So my snackable reds are doing awesome. Check it out. So here's my snackable reds. Super excited about these. These ones are just tiny little peppers, and look at all these little buds up here. So I'm about to have a whole bunch of snackable reds. My kids love these. And then that little baby plant that I had with the snackable reds, look at all these little buds on here. There's literally so many buds. So I'm gonna have so many snackable reds for the price of 2 for 1. These peppers, these are my jalapenos. So check this out. I'm also getting buds on my jalapeno plant. Get in here real close for you. So if you remember, I bought the mammoth jalapenos because I don't really know the difference, and it's probably just easier for me to cut up big jalapenos than it is to cut up little ones, so I bought the mammoths. And then next to my jalapeno plant, I'm having another issue. So I have another maybe cantaloupe, maybe weed, I don't really know. I'm hoping you can help me out, so I'm going to show you, and hopefully you can, comment below and tell me if it's a weed or if it's a cantaloupe. If it's a weed, I'll get it out of the garden, but if it's a cantaloupe, I'll keep it, right? Those are good. So here's my plant that I have no idea what it is. It looks just like the other one, so again, maybe a weed, maybe a cantaloupe. I'll get down here close so you can see. You can see it's kind of like the scratchy stem. There's a little bit of sand on it, so that's part of the reason it's scratchy. I really am trying my best, but guys, I'm not super good at this. That little pepper that I grew from seed, not doing super hot, but it's doing okay. So it's just a little guy, probably not gonna get anything from that, but it's still fun to watch it grow. And then I've got my beans, and I was really struggling with my beans, but check this out, look at all these flowers. I'm not sure if the flowers are where the actual beans grow or what, but if it is, we're gonna have quite a few. The rabbits though, you guys, these rabbits are killing me. I found a whole bunch of like little tracks in my garden, but they're literally eating my beans. They ate all my peas. They've just been eating everything. They've been eating like almost all of my spinach. So here's another look at the rest of my beans. I just don't know. My friend's beans are way bigger, so I don't know if my beans are really gonna make it or if they're just gonna be kind of duds this year. Next year, I really need to do something about my rabbit control. So here's the rest of my beans. So taking a look, I do have some plants in the front of my house, so I'll show you those later. Those were my like just in case plants, just in case nothing grows back here, maybe I'll get something to grow on the front. Check out this weed, or this isn't a weed, this is a bean. Look at it. The rabbits seriously like ate it. It's terrible. And then check out my carrots. So I need some help with these carrots. I'm not sure if they're too close or what. I did pull some out, but How far apart should these be? Because I feel like this is probably a little close if I actually want a carrot. And I'm also like, I'm a little too scared to pull them all, because once I start pulling, then I'm just afraid that everything's gonna die. So I don't know. What's the best thing to do for carrots? Let me know. Now, remember my friend gave me that little like cherry husker red, I think that's what it was. Let me take a look. It's a ground cherry, and this was a husker plant, yellow husk. So these have like little husks, and then what happens, I'll show you. So they grow here in these little husks, and they're supposed to fall onto the ground, and then you're supposed to get them that way. The plant's not huge, but I've got a bunch of little huskers, so I'm excited. You know, I'll try to eat them, whatever. My lettuce. Remember last time, if you tuned in, my sister was all, that's a garnish, and I was all, no, it's not. My lettuce is getting pretty nice back here. It's still not like, you know, like I'm not gonna go and pay for this at a store, but considering I grew it, I'm pretty proud, not gonna lie. Then I have more peppers. So if you tuned into my last videos, you'll remember that all my peas got eaten. They like died and got eaten. So what did I do? I went to the store and bought more pepper plants, didn't tell my husband, just planted them, no big deal. You know, if I keep replacing things, he has no idea that things keep dying. So that's what I did. I replaced the like 10 or 12 pea plants with a whole bunch of pepper plants. So it looks like 4 to be able to take a look here. So they're growing pretty good. I do have some buds starting on them, so I'm excited. This one here keeps getting eaten, I think. Something keeps eating it. So I don't really know why that keeps happening, but it does. Check out this lettuce. This lettuce is by far doing better than the lettuce over there. Again, this is like a whole salad over here. I'm pretty excited. Next year, I'm gonna plan on growing more than one kind of lettuce. You know, I like a little color on my plate, so I think next year maybe I'll do like some of this green lettuce, and I think this is just leaf lettuce, so maybe next year I'll do like red lettuce or romaine, or maybe that butter lettuce. I did buy some butter lettuce seeds, but I just didn't get to it. You know, once I got sent back to work, I was like, all right, well, I really don't have time for this garden anymore. Speaking of time for the garden though, remember how I said I don't really like tomatoes? I mean, it's not that I don't like them. I don't really like them too much, but I'll eat them. You know, I always get them on my Subway sandwich, and I only peel them off like half the time, right? So I've got like 5 tomato plants back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 plants, and they're all doing pretty good. I have some pretty awesome gardener coworkers, so they've been giving me some tomato tips. So I'll share those with you. But like, I don't really know if they're right or not. I'm assuming they are. So taking a look here, check it out. I think these are my better boys, and check it out. We've got some better boys. They are coming. So I'm pretty excited about that. And look at all these flowers. Flowers mean tomatoes. And then I think these are my big boys, or nope, heirloom. Okay, so these are my heirlooms. And check this out. I've got an heirloom coming. You'll notice that my tomatoes, I'm trying not to have any leaves touching the ground. So my coworker told me not to let your tomato leaves touch the ground. So you'll see here, I cut a whole bunch of leaves off. He also told me that like if your leaves start turning yellow, that can be like blight or bottom rot or whatever. So I cut off a whole bunch of my bottom leaves, and then as soon as I see something turning yellow, I just get rid of it. Done. I don't need that negativity in my life, so I'm just cutting it out. Just cutting it right out. Carry a scissors in my back pocket, and it's just a quick little snip, snip. No more negativity, all gone. Get enough of that during the day. All right, taking a look over here, my Juliettes. So remember my Juliettes, those were those Roma grape tomatoes. I think these are the ones I'm most excited about because it's like just a small little dose of tomato, and it's Roma, and that's my favorite. But check out all of these flowers. So I'm about to have Roma grapes out my eyeballs. Look at all these Roma grapes everywhere. Super excited for that. And then I've got, I don't remember what this is, and you can see that the little tag thing is super nasty, so I'm not even gonna check. I think it's probably another kind of cherry tomato, but we're getting all kinds of flowers on there. And then this one's doing the worst. This is my Husky Cherry Red. Yeah, not doing great. The leaves, honestly, they look kind of, I don't know, they just don't look great. So they're dirty, but they're also kind of, I don't know, they're kind of just not great. What do you guys think about these? Should I cut them off? Should I keep them? I'm just not real sure. I do have some flowers up here, but I don't know. Other than that, I'm trying my best. I'm new to this, so I'm just excited to get something, you know, even if it's not the best yield, whatever, I'll take it. Over here, I think this is maybe a cantaloupe. It looks different than those other cantaloupe. I don't know. What do you think? I made a real idiot move when I planted these. When I planted most of my plants, I put those little sticks in and said what I had and where it was. I didn't do that with the cantaloupe. I just put those everywhere, and I'm paying for it now because I don't know what's cantaloupe and what's weed. Over here, I had 5 spinach. 5 spinaches. And now this one here, this long and tall one, it's doing okay, but what in the world is with this white stuff? What's that all about? Is this safe to eat? Is this some kind of fungus? What's going on here? And then this one seems to be doing okay. The rabbits have really been killing my spinach. So the rabbits pretty much ate all of this one off, and they definitely ate all of this one. And the one that was over here, it's just totally gone. They ate it. This next part of my garden is probably one of my proudest parts. I will just say, if I have to choose something to be a gardener of, it's definitely going to be cilantro and basil. I am like killing it with the cilantro and basil. Way too much for me, so like if you need some cilantro and basil, let me know. I can hook you up. Let's check it out. So my cilantro is going a little wild. I don't know, this doesn't look great. Like when I buy it in the store, it doesn't look like this. So I'm not really sure about that. Down here further, it looks okay. So I don't know. If you know anything about cilantro, let me know. Should it look like this? Should it not? But check out my basil, you guys. Look at all this basil, and it smells so good. I come over here and I just give it a little rub, just a little rubsy. Rub it all over. And then I sniff it. And I sniff it some more. And more. I'm gonna make some really awesome pizza with this. Look at all this basil. Look at this giant one. Loving it. So if you guys remember, my sister was on MasterChef last year, and so they're airing season 10 again, so she's technically on MasterChef again this year. Whoa, go Sherry. Anyway, I'm thinking, you know, since I'm growing all this awesome food, she and I should probably have like a little YouTube cook-off, right? I mean, I'm probably gonna win, right? Like, I'm the farmer, I'm growing the food, and it's my channel, so by default, like, I'm probably gonna win. But I'm thinking, you know, what can we do with all this food I'm growing? She's gonna have more ideas than I can, so what do you think about that? Who wants to see a MasterChef cook-off between Sherry and I? I will say, like, you might not think I'm a good cook. I might say I'm not a good cook, but I can pull some pretty crazy things out of some pretty crazy places. So I'm not worried. I can take down with her. I've seen enough Iron Chef. I've watched like the cupcake challenges. I'm pretty sure I've got this in the bag. And then here, this is my zucchini. You guys, my zucchini's doing awesome. So my plans for these 2 zucchinis, and I don't know if you remember, but Annalise and I were taking bets on my zucchini, and we decided that the one on the right was gonna die. Well, I decided that. I was so wrong. That one's doing awesome. Check it out. Look at how big this is. So it's getting pretty huge. I've got some awesome flowers in there. The one on the right is getting big too, but it's not quite as big. Or I'm sorry, the one on the left. It's getting big, it's flowering, but it's not quite as monstrous as this one here. So remember, my plan is to have these things grow and then like weave into the fence and go wild. So I think it's probably gonna happen. All right, so again, if this is cantaloupe, please let me know. And if those bigger ones are cantaloupe, also please let me know, because I honestly have no idea. All right, so I'm gonna head up to my front yard and show you what I have up there, because That's pretty amazing stuff up there too. And my herb pot is awesome.